Okay. Hello YouTube. This video is quite a big one because I fear this is the last video I'm going to upload before I go on probably a 5-6, expect around a 9-month to a year hiatus. That sucks, I know, but school's coming back in and it's shaping up to be my hardest year. And I really got to lock in with school because I want to have a good future, but also there's just a lot of stuff going on in my personal life right now with relationships and whatnot, but that is not something for YouTube. But just want to put that out there. This is probably going to be my last video for a bit. I may come back every now and then, upload shorts. I will gladly be active in some Discord servers that I'm in. I'll try to upload on Reddit some more, but for YouTube, I'm going to take a step back, but I want to go out with a bit of a bang. So, if you watched the video, you would know my partner Bay, Acid Scythe 460 gear point. Pretty aggressive balance type. Well, not much anymore, because what has happened over time is I've used this thing so much that it's gotten worn down to where the points are really round, and the gear point drains a lot of its stamina, so it's just kind of fell into mediocrity a little bit. And I've always planned on sort of expanding on what acid is. Not the drug, but the Beyblade. I've always wanted to expand on what it was. And I think I've done that with 2 new variants, one BX and one UX. I think we should start off with the BX one. I'm sorry if my hands are shaky. I'm just really nervy right now. This is Weiss Lightning. Although it does have a different name change, well, technically a motif change, I still consider them the same motif, acid and lightning. What the acid/lightning evolution line is supposed to represent, I based it off of Godzilla. And what this evolution line is supposed to represent is life itself, having power, or not even having power, but just how overwhelmingly powerful life can be. In like a nature sense, like creating overwhelmingly powerful life forms like Godzilla itself, but also in a metaphorical sense. Life is so overwhelming sometimes. In a good way and a bad way. You're going to have your highs that are really overwhelmingly good for you, but then you're going to have your lows that are really overwhelmingly bad. This evolution line comes to bring that. Life is overwhelmingly strong. Now, you can take both of these bays. You could take acid as being like the joys in life, and lightning being the not so good moments. But I think both lightning and acid both lean on good and bad. They both represent the same thing, just power. But let's get on to this guy. The blade is obviously simply a Weiss Tiger repaint. I wanted to expand into different types with acid. So acid, the first acid scythe being an overwhelmingly powerful balance type that could be considered an attack type at times, but I consider it a balance type. This one is attack. So, well, in a sense, it's more or less barrage attack. Barrage, like draining barrage attack. Due to how the blade of Weiss Lightning or Weiss Tiger is shaped, these upper facing blades right here, like this one, those I've come to figure out is a really good destabilizer and a really good just spin drainer in general. And yeah, it's based, no prizes on what Beyblade it pays homage to. Not unfortunately. Well, kind of unfortunately. It's a homage to Lightning El Drago, but specifically the barrage mode of it. Yeah, I made MFB slop, pretty much. The ratchet is 470. My hands are so shaky, I'm sorry. It pays homage to the 460 ratchet, but also, with it being at a taller height, it's able to drain more. if that makes sense. Due to it being slightly taller than other bays, these blades hit and it drains the opponents. And obviously, for a barrage attacker, you want a bit that has just enough power, but also enough stamina. I chose rush, so it can give a rush of draining attacks. That is Weiss Lightning. Now, the next bay I'm going to show is the UX evolution to both lightning and acid, because they're both the same motif pretty much. And it's weird that I do two of the same motif in a row, if that makes sense. This thing is fucking heavy. Meet the most latest and greatest iteration of the lightning and acid evolution line. This is probably going to be it for lightning and acid for a minute here until I return. Probably then what I want to do next for acid and lightning is I want to give acid another chance. Not the drug, the Beyblade. It's so bad that I named my partner Beyblade Acid, but it's not the drug acid, it's like nuclear acid. Waste, if you will. I want to give acid sort of a BX expand evolution, maybe even a CX expand, because I did get my hands on CX expand, and I would like to have a defensive oriented acid. So maybe just repaint Night Fortress and I'll call it an afternoon. That may be what I'm doing. I'm tempted now, but that is completely off topic. This bay gets the attention. Lightning Buster. This thing looks like a sparking bay. Oh my gosh. The real highlight of this bay, if you couldn't tell already, is the ratchet. But I'm going to start off with the blade here. We got Lightning Buster. I was experimenting with an old drawn Buster bay of mine. Doing a combo with it, and the combo was 280 Quake. I don't have a 260 on me. I wish I did. I wish I had Cobalt Dragoon, because I would run it on 260. Well, I wouldn't run Cobalt Dragoon on 260. I would use 260 on Drawn Buster. That thing was a gambling combo. And that sort of gave me a love to gamble with my Beyblades. This allowed it to hit really hard. It was literally all or nothing. It was literally double or nothing. The battles always went two sides and no in between. Buster would just beat the hell out of whatever opponent it had in like 2 hits with what spin it did have. Or B, it died. It either died by self KO or it just stopped losing. It just stopped spinning, but it died. No in between. So it really is a gamble. The gimmick with this thing is that you gamble with it, and it is so hilariously funny. With the paint design, I did give multiple callbacks to both bays. Both Weiss Lightning and Acid Scythe. I'm sorry, I am so shaky. It's just, I am really worked up at the moment here. It's nothing bad, but just a little bit worked up about things. It took the sort of gear, not even a sticker at this point, but like the gear chip emblem here from Acid, and it extended the dragon head. Then it took the pink lightning from Lightning, and it's just surrounded the dragon head. And then with the green dragon eyes from Acid, they align down the side now. And with these yellow hints here, it's at the top. And then the purple, it's at the point. So it's a good mesh of both bays. So yeah. That's about it. It performs as a normal drawn Buster, obviously. Now on to the ratchet, which is truly the highlight of this bay. This ratchet right here, this is the ratchet. It is called Plate 80. Plate 80. Because these blades here, they're like 2 flat plates that serve. It's just really a better 2 ratchet. That's all this is. But they serve to line up with both points of the Buster, giving it decently good balance, but also synergy to hit hard. So it's really just a better balance for Lightning Buster. So I gave it the 80 height because sorry, but I gave it the 80 height because that was the only thing I had on hand. But also, due to how wide this ratchet is, I feared that it would scrape a lot, so it'd just kill what stamina Acid Buster would have towards the end of the match. So there's that. And then moving on to the bit, we have Quake. It's really just the Drawn Buster combo I talked about, but made into a custom. This thing looks like a sparking bay, and I'm really glad it does because I inspired it, the overall shape of it, I inspired it from Sparking because Sparking was the generation I grew up with. So that's what really hooked me into Beyblade is Sparking. I saw Super Hyperion. Well, not even Super Hyperion. King Helios. That's what hooked me. I was like, King Helios is so cool. It's such a chunky bay. And then there was stuff like Brave Valkyrie. And I was like, oh my god. And then there was people who made their own custom bays. Then I was also like, oh my god, I need to get in on this. And I'm just now getting in on it, which is sad. But, you know, what can I do? It looks like a sparking bay. And these types of ratchets, ones that don't really have, like, I consider this makes like a third type of ratchet, in my opinion. There's simple ratchets, there's normal ratchets. So a simple ratchet is just a really simple locking ratchet. It has low burst resistance on no matter what bit you put it on. Normal ratchets are like your ratchets with the numbers of protrusions it has. And then you have these. I've seen people make these, but I'm giving them a name. The Sparking Ratchets. So these ratchets, it pays homage to the name Sparking because that's what I based this off of. But yeah, they don't have numbers in their name. They have like the blade shape. So plate 80 because the blades are flat like plates. So yeah, Sparking Ratchet system. And when you put it on any bay, your bay becomes part of a custom system I call the Sparking system, which is, well, a Sparking UX bay. So, yeah. But there is one thing I should mention. Since the Acid/Lightning Evolution line is pretty much complete now, I want to show off a combo that I've built that combines all the best aspects of each Acid and Lightning bay together. Starting off, we have the blade, Acid Scythe. Then onto the ratchet, we obviously have to have the plate 80 ratchet. So lock it in there, and we have a BX Sparking bay. Then we have the bit from Weiss Lightning, creating this thing. It is a combination of all the acids and lightnings. I dubbed this thing the ultimate acid. Not the drug. But the combo for the ultimate acid is Acid Scythe, plate 80, Rush. So, yeah. Definitely, the Acid Evolution line has definitely expanded in a good way. I'm really satisfied on how these came out. And with how good, like, don't get me wrong, Weiss Lightning came out well. But it was pretty basic. What I'm proud of is Lightning Buster. Definitely I'm proud to sort of leave my mark. A very small mark. Not even a mark. Maybe like a little scratch. Maybe just a little, like, to the atomic level, a small atom got moved out of place. That creates a nuclear explosion, I think. I don't know about science. That's the splitting of an atom. That's what causes a nuclear explosion. But just a small little atom gets moved out of place. That's the mark I left. But I'm glad that this bay helps me leave the mark. This thing, ever since I started getting back into custom making, The first method I used was not very well because it pretty much used plastic, and the plastic would wear down horribly. So I changed my method. This was the bay that helped me do that. This bay used that method. This bay uses that method. But nobody said anything about me not modifying ratchets. So I'm glad this thing helped me make a small step forward. So that is it for now. I don't really have any parting words. It was fun while it lasted. I will say that. I'm not quitting. I'm definitely not quitting. I'm just taking a long break, a very long break. I don't know when I'll upload again. I'll try my darndest to, but school's winding up again. Life's going to get tough. So, no time for these little spinning tops. I'll play with them on my personal time, what personal time I do get. But it was fun. This is the most active I've ever been in the Beyblade community. First time I ever joined a Discord server that I'm actually active in. Me expanding my horizons from just being a Reddit uploader. Me coming back to YouTube, which I thought I would never do. I am so very happy to be part of this community. Although at times it does kind of suck with the scalpers and whatnot. And I pray. I pray that when I do come back, scalping situation will be over with. And it'll be a lot much more of a better community. That's another thing that's driving me away. I'm not really involved in the community much, but I have seen some toxic people. And I'm like, I don't really want to surround myself with that. So I'm taking a step back. And even if toxic people are still in the community when I make my return, I'm still going to be here to hang around. I don't let people like that bother me. Well, I'll try not to. But hopefully it would be better if them toxic people changed their ways. I wouldn't say leave the community. I hope that nobody leaves something they love behind. It's just, I hope them people have a change of heart. So, yeah. That's it. Peace out, YouTube. Bye-bye.